cerita pada semua kisah cinta antara kau dan ku, agar semua tahu dan tak akan dekati dirimu.
Carbon compound are compound that contain element. Number 1, contain element carbon. Number 2, contain element carbon and hydrogen. And number 3, contain element carbon, hydrogen and other elements such as oxygen, sulfur, nitrogen, phosphorus and halogen. An example of halogen is fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine and others. So carbon compound can be divided into organic compound and inorganic compound. So the comparison between organic compound and inorganic compound, we look here. Organic compound, carbon compound that contain chemical bond between carbon and hydrogen atoms. Carbon and hydrogen atoms. But inorganic compound is a carbon compound that contain chemical bond between carbon and other element than hydrogen atom, such as we look to the example carbon with oxygen, carbon with sulfur, and carbon here with potassium and oxygen and others. Example of organic compound, you can look a few example here, and the example for inorganic compound we can look here. Organic compound is called carbon containing compound, but inorganic compound is called non-carbon containing compound. So for us to understand the biggest comparison between organic compound and inorganic compound, the organic compound contain higher number of carbon atoms per unit molecule, but inorganic compound contain very small number of carbon atom per unit molecule. Means in one molecule of substance or compound, the percentage or the number of carbon atom here is very small compared with organic compound here. So organic compound, we can learn about hydrocarbon in organic compound. Hydrocarbon, what is the meaning of hydrocarbon? Hydrocarbon. Hydro, hydrogen, carbon is carbon. So the meaning is organic compound that only contain of carbon and hydrogen element that bonded by covalent bonds. As you already known about covalent bond, we have 3 type of covalent bond basically: single covalent bond, double covalent bond and triple covalent bond. The natural sources of hydrocarbon you can look here. Hydrocarbon classified into 2: saturated hydrocarbon and unsaturated of hydrocarbon. The meaning of saturated hydrocarbon and unsaturated hydrocarbon can look here. Hydrocarbon or compounds that containing only carbon and hydrogen atoms bonded by single covalent bonds only. But the unsaturated hydrocarbon, why we call unsaturated hydrocarbon? Because compounds that containing at least one double covalent bond or one triple covalent bonds between atoms. Example of saturated hydrocarbon, alkane. Molecule of alkane only bonded by single covalent bonds between carbon and hydrogen atom, or between carbon with another carbon atoms. Here, the example of unsaturated hydrocarbon, alkenes. In one molecule of alkenes that contain or bonded by at least one double covalent bond. But in alkenes, there are bonded by, or we can find at least one triple covalent bonds between carbon and hydrogen atom in one molecule. How about the functional group? The functional group is a group of atoms which determines the chemical properties of the organic molecule. How about the Homolog series? Is a group of compound in one family have same chemical properties, but physical properties change gradually. Example of homolog series, we call homolog series, is homolog series of alkane, homolog series of alkenes, that both we can find from petroleum. Other example, homolog series of alcohol, homolog series of carboxylic acid, and homolog series of ester. Alcohol, carboxylic acid, and ester produced from alkane and alkenes. We can learn about alcohol, carboxylic acid, and ester when we learn about the chemical properties of alkane and alkenes. About homolog series of alkane, the important things we need to know about homolog series of alkane is the general formula. So here is the general formula for homolog series of alkane, CnH2n plus 2, and refer to the number of carbon atom in one molecule or one substance. So what is the uses of general formula? Based on general formula, we can identify the molecular formula. When we get the molecular formula, we can get the structure formula and condensed structure formula. In homolog series of alkane have 10 members. The members in the homolog series of alkane arranged by the number of carbon atom per unit molecule. Number 1 is methane, number 2 is ethane, number 3 is propane, 4 butane, pentane, hexane, heptane, octane, nonane, and decane. In one molecule of methane contain 1 number of carbon atom per molecule. So how to get the molecular formula for methane? We refer to the general formula. When we use the general formula CnH2n plus 2, methane has 1 number of carbon atom per unit molecule. So carbon 1, N1, C1, H2 times 1, 2 plus 2, 4. So number of hydrogen atom is 4. The molecular formula for methane is CH4. How about ethane? In one molecule of ethane contain 2 number of carbon atom per molecule. So we refer to the general formula N2, C2, here C2, H2N, 2 times 2, 4, 4 plus 2, 6. So the number of hydrogen atom in one molecule is 6. So the molecular formula for ethane is C2H6. Based on the molecular formula, we can get the structure formula here. We go first for, we look to the methane, CH4. This is the structure formula for CH4. How can we get here? We have basic information, basic knowledge about the formation of covalent bond. The valence electron for carbon atom is 4. So, one carbon atom need to share 4 pair of electron with hydrogen. So, one hydrogen atom has one valence electron. So, in one carbon atom need to share with 4 hydrogen atom to form 4 single covalent bond. You can get here. This one line refer to the sharing one pair of electron in drawing structure formula. We look for the molecule of ethane. The molecular formula is C2H6. To draw the structure formula, 2 number of carbon atom, 1 pair of electron sharing between 2 number of carbon atom 1, and 1 carbon atom have another 3 valence electron need to be shared with 3 hydrogen atom. So 1 carbon atom have to share 4 pair electron with hydrogen atom and another 1 carbon atom. Same like carbon here. 1 electron need to be shared with another 1 carbon atom, and another 3 valence electron need to share with 3 other hydrogen atom. So you can get here around each carbon atom 4 pair of electron sharing or 4 single covalent bond. This carbon atom have 4 single covalent bond. So we can get C2H6. We can refer to the molecular formula to get the structure formula. How to get the condensed structure formula? Condensed structure formula, we can refer to the structure formula. C, number 1 carbon atom here, sharing with other 3 hydrogen atoms. So we can write CH3. And next, CH3. Or we can write C, 3 hydrogen atom, CH3, and another carbon atom, CH3. We can refer the structure formula to get the condensed structure formula. About the functional group, when people ask to draw or show or circle the functional group for homolog series of alkene, we can write C together by single covalent bond with hydrogen atom, and C bonded together by single covalent bond with another carbon atom. Or when you ask to write the functional group for homolog series of alkene, you can write single covalent bond between carbon atoms or single covalent bond between carbon atom and hydrogen atom. That's all.